All right. Good
Good morning.
morning.
Oh, look, I'm little already.
Oh man. Yeah. That's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
is what it is. Let's do some code.
Let's do some code. Yeah. So
Uh,
there's a couple of things in this game that we haven't done. Like the bridge is one of them. The magnet's another one. We actually have completed the chalice. Um.
yeah, we have the chalice, and we have like sort of that win condition, right?
Yep. Yep. We have the win condition. So, but what we don't have is we only have one dragon. We don't have the other dragon.
Right, and the one we have doesn't chase you either.
Right. And we need to make one that chases. Right. So
Mhm.
hold on one second. Let me just fix something. So yeah, so let's take a look at what we got here for our side. Yeah, I did do a reboot today, so hopefully that'll make this run better. JavaScript, huh? Maybe not. It was interesting when it loaded up. All of the sprites were the turtles.
Yeah, I've seen that before, and sometimes too, you'll see instead of the blocks, you'll see like script, which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
Yeah, like as if it's actually like it's like in there somewhere.
Okay, so it's loaded up. It is interesting how this is what it loads up with. I don't know. This isn't where we saved it yesterday or last week.
No.
A little strange. Let's get that running. All right, so I totally forgot about that. We got our arrow. Whoa. I can just run out. Oh.
Well, we changed some of the room mapping, right?
But not that one, right? I was kind of expecting us to be able to skip to the Black Castle, right? So we skipped the
Right.
maze. So we didn't have to do all that windiness.
Right.
Um. But we. Oh, you know what? We did get the second dragon in, which is good.
Yeah, he just doesn't chase. I think is the deal.
Right. So we need to be able to have him come move through the screens. And remember, it actually worked kind of weird that if he followed you two screens, that if he followed you more than two or like once you ran away from him for two screens, he reset to the Black Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Like he went back to guarding the chalice.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what we can do. So this has a current room number. So does this. This might be tricky, huh?
We might need, yeah, because like you need sort of like a pathfinding, right? You almost have to check what room the adventurer's in, which we don't really have. Like the adventurer knows what room it's in, but nothing else really does.
Well, technically this does because there's a current room number.
Oh, and that is the adventurer, right?
Or
Because
room
that's like
there's room number, current room number. Now the only problem is that the room number itself doesn't tell us where on the map it is, right? Because the room number was just an arbitrary number we've given to identify a given room's space.
right. But we have like a map of it, so we know it. But yeah, there's not like a We can't use it to get distance to the next.
Yeah, or the direction. Directionality is
direction.
kind of the real question, I think.
Yeah, like you almost need to compare what the next room is and what the next, like the possibilities for the dragon and the possibilities for the player. Like, would that get you?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think is we would be able to get a room. We could get a room, and then we can get the other room and see if they're connected. Because we could see if any of those rooms are connected, and depending on which direction that room is, we could run towards that room. And then once inside the room, then it could chase the player again.
Right, and then it could look specifically to player. But we could still use the room map to move toward the player. And that's probably why it loses after 2 rooms, right? Because you can see what room the player's in and what room the dragon's in. And if they connect, you go into that room.
Right, and then after that, it doesn't.
Yeah, then you go back to the Black Castle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, so there's half the battle.
Yeah.
So we have a working theory. So now we got to code it up.
Yeah, so the map is public, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we have access to the map.
We have access to the map, the room the dragon is in, and the room the player is in.
Right, so we could go through and look at the possibilities of the dragon room and see if they match the player room. Right? So we got that list of potentiality inside there, like where the openings are.
Yeah.
But I guess the dragon would do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to... Well, the dragon itself chases...
Yeah, it can't blink into the room either.
It chases the dot, right?
Mm-hmm. So it might be, so the dot.
So we have, I feel like it's going to be inside this pixel here. And we're going to have something that tells the dragon itself that it needs to change current rooms, right? Because that's what shows and hides it. And so right now we even have this where if the changing room happens, we're actually doing an event that resets it to a position inside that room.
Right, which is not... I don't know that serves our purpose here. I don't think it does.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to
change. And the other thing, too, is we can't just blink him into the next room. Like, we have to have a sense of him moving across the room that's not on the screen.
I wonder if the... let me see if I've got... I think I'm going to use Firefox instead, see if that will work better for the emulator. Instead of trying to use the same browser and seeing if that...
Yeah, no, it's a good thought. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we don't have to make it pop in there, and we can have it keep moving towards it, and then once it hits the edge, like we could do the edge detection like we do for the player, and kind of perform that same operation. Oh, I lost you, Pete. All right, so I'm going to try... What I want to do is really just check this out, right? Huh. So, yeah, I think this emulator might be broken. That was weird. Hey, welcome back, Pete.
Hey. So Skype crashed on me again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and this is the Surface Book 2?
hmm Yes, it is.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, and the way it crashes is so crazy too, because I can't even X out. Like it just locks everything up.
You know what you should try doing is, if it's maybe try removing the if it's what do they call it? The WPF version. WPF, the Windows.
Like the universal one.
Yeah, the universal one.
Okay. Um, I don't. I don't even know. I guess that's what I
Sorry
have.
about
I
that.
probably just grabbed it out of the store.
Right, because so I ended up having, that's what I found is the problem that I was having when trying to use the NDI with it. It ended up being that I needed to get the actual desktop edition
Hmm.
versus um, the Universal app version.
I see. Maybe I'll look into that. I was actually I was looking a little bit at before we got on today about hooking Zoom to it and seeing what the possibilities were. Oh,
like, so I think this emulator maybe have some issues. And
right.
the part of the reason is so there was one time I did this. I came in here and the dragon ran the other direction.
So he's not coming anymore.
I know, but the other time I did it, he kept coming right after me. Huh, that's a little weird. I'm not sure. I'm curious. I'm wondering if it's that this emulator is busted.
Yeah, it might not be perfect.
So